for joining me this morning. We're looking at our children's immune system. So looking at our children's immune system means that we're looking at what as parents can we give them that will make sure they're healthy, because there's a lot of diseases. Number one, we have to make sure our children's immune system is on track. And when we talk about our children's immune system, or even us as parents immune system, what are we talking about? It's making sure that our body is functioning in a way that it protects us from all the diseases. It can't protect us from every disease, but as a child, remember, as children, their body is not yet fully developed, so they need to have like protection from sickness, from chickenpox. So they have their MMR, they have their mums and all that. So they have to have their vaccines. That means that little ones need to have a healthy diet, because the diet alone on its own is not sufficient to protect them as yet. So they need to have a healthy diet. Good hygiene has to be part of it. Up-to-date vaccine needs to be done. So your children needs to have their immune system, so that why it's important to have the vaccines is for children and babies, that they can protect them, yeah, so that their immune system can develop properly. So that's why they need to go and have their vaccines, or you need to take them. They can't go by themselves, but you know what I mean. Yes, so children need to go health visitors. They need to see their health visitors and have their checkup. They need to have their immune system. Good morning and happy birthday to my friend. And my friend Jackie's on, and I'm saying happy birthday to you, girl, and I'm coming to see you later. And I was reminded this morning as I was getting ready and thinking about you, Jack, that you know something, our friendship has been a long while. And sometimes when I think about our friendship, I relate it back to having given birth. And so your child immune system, as we're talking about our children immune system, we're also talking about friendship, because they need to be able to go to school, have friends, and if they're sickly, they can't go to school. So we are talking about making sure your children's immune system is intact, and so you protect them. So this month we are looking at healthy cooking. So we are looking at the things them. So one of the things them to make sure when in your child's diet is that they have a variety of food we talk about, but make it colorful. And when we talk about colors, so in your child's meal, there's a variety of things. We talk about the 5 fruits and veg. Just don't give them one color food. Make it pretty. Let there be a rainbow of colors in your child's diet, so that they're eating healthy, so that the immune system is protected. So good morning, sir. Thank you for coming on this morning. So we are protecting our children's diets health. So ways that we can do that is to make sure they eat healthy. Have a variety of the fruits, like the melons, the grapes, different colored grapes, strawberries, all different colors, and probably change it, like I said, change it up weekly. So make sure you're giving them the fruits that are in season and the vegetables that are in season, introducing them to all these different things as you go along, to ensure that their health and their well-being is kept. So one tomatoes, red tomatoes, butter squash, all these things are things you can give your child. Sweet, yellow peppers, red peppers, green peppers, carrots, celery, garlic, all these things, mushroom. Give them a variety of colors. Onions, you have red onions, you have white onions. Make a salad, put your red onions in. You got all different kinds, blackberries, blueberries. Give them to your children. Purple grapes, red cabbage. Don't just give them the same color meal all the time. Give them a variety, and you can mix a variety of them together. Give them kale, give them pop chow, give them Brussels sprouts, give them cabbage, give them broccolis. Just give them. One of the things that is good also for your child is take your child shopping with you. Take them to the market. Make them touch the fruits. Let them smell the food, even when you're preparing it. Take them in the kitchen with you. Make sure it's safe, that there's no sharp knives that they can pick up when you're not looking. Because when you have your child in the kitchen cooking with you, let me just say this, health and safety right here. You got to have eyes everywhere. So don't have sharp knives hanging around, because their curiosity will pipe and they will pick it up. So make sure that the objects in the kitchen are child safe. So you're cooking in the kitchen, have them, and this is one way of getting them interested in food, getting them to want to taste it, want to eat it, is if they go shopping with you, you're talking to them about what you're going to be doing, and you're sharing with them how you're doing it. And as you do that, let them touch and smell food during preparation, cooking activity, because this has uh, uh, it does something to their hormone and their immune system and their nerve system as it's processed. When they smell it, it digests. They're using their senses, and it helps to does something to their digestive system that they absorb the nutrients and this. So start from when you're choosing your fruits and vegetables by smelling that if they're ripe. You go in the supermarket, mm, nice. Let them smell it as well. What do you think? you know so give them start learn let them learn to start appreciate the texture and the delicious scent, the different scents that come, because they have to use their five senses when they're chopping and squeezing the food, the fruits and stuff like that. Let them squeeze the lemon, even just having them squeeze the lemon juice for you. The smell that comes from the juice has an effect on their immune system even before they start having an intake of it. So try to get your children involved in this process. Encourage them to enjoy food preparation. When they enjoy food preparation with you, when they're part of doing that, they will want to eat what you have just prepared there. So make them do that, fresh food. And as they go older, they will want to prepare this food from themselves. So when they're involved in the preparation, it makes them better choices. Their diet choice will be better because they know what's healthy. So can I say this? Don't start saying in your house, "Oh, we're gonna start eating healthy," because that just send a message to them that, "Oh, we weren't eating healthy before." So don't use that sort of language. So the language you use as well has a knock-on effect. So don't use language that, "Oh, we're gonna start eating healthy." The message there is, okay, so we weren't eating healthy before. So the language that you use, even when you're choosing your food, the language that you use, everything. Remember, your children are watching you. You are their first educator. You are their role models. They're watching what you're doing. They're watching what you're saying. So just when you're preparing the meal, get them involved and make healthy meals. Let them be part of the preparation. Look at things as appetizing. Use words like appetizing, delicious, scrumptious, words that will make them, they're curious as the preps, so. And when you're doing these things, remember, we use a little bit of salt because we're talking about their immune system. You're making coleslaw and stuff like that for your children. Make it, so some of things you can swap on some of the ingredients and use certain things, like lessen your sugar, lessen your salt, because remember, children, especially with Black people, we tend to have a lot of type 2 diabetes. It runs in our family. So just be wary of the intake of sugar and salt in our meals when we're preparing them. And children should be having salt and stuff like that. So you can use different things to make your food tasty instead of salt. Yeah, and you can make your own mayonnaise. You can make all different sort of, swap out some of the things them that you use so that the processing is different and can contain the same high protein. So, like instead of rice, sometimes I give your children couscous. These are just little healthy, essential habits and tips and suggestions that you can do. So, as a few tricks that can help make healthy food tastier is like your salad. When you're making your healthy salad dressing, use olive oil and vinegar and honey, a pinch of mustard, stuff like that, instead of the mayonnaise that is processed already. Or you can make your own mayonnaise. Make your own mayonnaise. So this will help. And vegetables. I know children on a whole don't like vegetables, but you can make it in a way that the children will love it. Had a dash of lemon, fresh herbs, and bit. If you buy avocado, children might not want to eat the avocado, but if you squash the avocado, sesame seed, olive oil, and just mix all of these together, give it with steamed vegetables. Make it appealing. Food like broccoli and you know things like that. Your children, it takes just a few minutes to cook, to steam, will really do a lot for your children. So again, steaming your vegetables, make child-friendly dips for them. So these are just things that I can tell you that will help you, so that their immune system, because we're looking at their immune system and how it helps. Remember, if they're sick, children, for the first couple of years, like I think from like birth to at least say 8, your child will get, there's so many cold they will get within that time frame, and it looks like every cold going they catch it, and like they're just constantly having cold. But because their immune system is not fully developed until at least 8, they will catch the cold, they will catch every little thing going, and it just feel like they're constantly having a cold. Their system is not. So what you can do, and also you can give them um what's that thing called, oh, I forgot the word I want to use now. So but you can support them to have them so make sure their immune system is fully built up. When I'm talking from the words in my head, sometimes I forget the word I want to use, but that's all right. It will come back to me. So as we go through, these are things. So let us go to the Word of God this morning, because we always have to see what the Word has to say, because we are here mainly to talk about making sure our children are safe, making sure that they are healthy, because they're going out to school, but you want to make sure they have a healthy breakfast before they go, and all of this. Also, that's the next thing I forgot. When your child is sleeping, if they're getting a full rest, their body is being repaired. And you know that when they're sleeping, their immune system is being repaired as well. So they need to have their correct amount of sleep. Sleep is not just because they need to sleep, because they need to wake up good for tomorrow morning. There's a lot of things going on in your little child's body when they're sleeping. So this is why it's so important that they sleep, because their immune system is being repaired and replenished at the same time, even when they're sleeping. You see how important sleep is? So when you're having the child up until God know what hour, that they shouldn't be. It's wrong. They need to sleep. That immune system needs to be repaired. It's not you going to be spending time off from work. You're going to have to stay home with them. You're going to have to be taking them to doctor. And in some country, every time you have to take your child to the doctor, it costs you. Not everybody have NHS like London. We are so blessed in this country. We have free health care. Not every country has that. So it depends where you live. In America, you have to have insurance to get health care. And so therefore, the better you are at looking after your child, the less it will cost you. If you make sure your child dental is learn to brush your teeth early, it's less on the dental health care that you have to pay out if you're in America. Because I know my nieces and nephews live in America, and I know this for a fact. I know this living in Jamaica, unless you can go and queue up where they have probably people coming from America and doing free dental care or something like that. You have to pay. You have to pay, and so it's going to cost you if you are not prepared to look after your child and teach them from a young age how to look after themselves. So this is why self-care, everything is so important. This is why self-care is so important. You have to teach your child from an early age to look after themselves, to care for their teeth, their health, their body, to sleep properly, to eat properly, to drink water. A lot of children don't drink water. It's so important. Their body needs to drink water. Our body is made up, 75% of our body is made up of water, and we didn't, you know, you can go without water for I think 3 days. After 3 days, your body start dehydrate, your brain start to freeze up. You can't think straight, and things like this. So it's really is important that you do these things. So as we go into the Word of God now, let us read. And so, because I know you guys have to take your children to school, and we need to pray before we go. We have to declare Psalm 91 over our children. They're going out and they're coming in. Nothing that they will see things happen, but it wouldn't affect them. Basically, things can happen around them, but they're protected. They're in that little bubble. God has bubble wrap our children, and that's what we want. God to bubble wrap. We want the mighty hand of God to be over our children, to protect their going out, their coming in, because we can't protect our children. There's no way as a parent you can protect your children 100%. But you have to trust your children. This is another thing. You have to trust them, that you have taught them, you have grounded them, you have laid their foundation so well that when they're not in your presence, the expectation of them is so beautiful that, you know what, my child knows right from wrong. My child understands what is expected of them. So therefore, when they go out, you don't have to think, I have to have a camera on them, watching them 24/7. And that's relationship. That's communication. That's your child understanding, what is expected of them. And so this is why you have to speak to your child, not speak at, not speak down to. Communicate with your child. Tell your child from an early age, sit them down, explain to them right from wrong. Explain to them the expectation. The family has an expectation. This is what is expected of you. This is how I expect you to behave in my presence and out of my presence. And if the child know what is expected of them, the child know what to expect from you as a parent, then that relationship will be a better relationship. So we're wishing all the children having happy birthday today, that they will be special, and they know what to expect. They know it's their birthday, so they're expecting to have a party. They're expecting to have presents, because that's what birthday is all about, celebration. So, if your child birthday today and there's no party or there's no presents or anything, they're going to be thinking, what happened? Because there's an expectation that I'm going to get presents. It's my birthday. Yeah. And so that's what we do. We get, there's an expectation, even us as an adult, then the expectation that our children will do certain things in the house, or expectation that they'll be a certain way. So all these things go together, is coming through the voice of communication. Communicate with your child what you want from them and what you're expecting from them. Okay, so let's go to the Word of God.